Hey, black folk, have you ever used this phrase to your children? Don't y'all go in this store and act a fool in front of these white folk? If you have, that, my friend, is a trauma response. Let's get into it. There is a phrase coined by Dr. DeGrew. She's amazing, and she has done deep studies into post-traumatic slave syndrome. And it had me thinking about what we do as black people that is rooted in trauma. And one is we always feel as though we have to perform or not perform in a certain way in front of white folk as if they are the standard. And that, my friend, is a falsehood, a fallacy. And so I started thinking of things that I even have said and acted and done that my parents passed on and their parents passed on. So let's cover a few of them. One, I just said, don't act crazy in front of these white folk. Why? White people don't tell their kids, don't y'all act crazy in front of these black people, because they don't care how we perceive them. The problem is we care too much of how white people perceive us. And we've had to in the past for survival. So we could get that job. So we could get that promotion. So we can get that mortgage. You understand? So it's not that we were cooning or shucking and jiving for the white man. Many of us had to do it based just simply for survival. And that's understood. But I want us to catch ourselves and be cognizant when we start saying those things. I catch myself saying it all the time with my kids because in the mornings when they're running late at their school, I have to walk in and sign the ledger. And here I am embarrassed because most white folk already think that black people are on CP time, which is colored time. And so then I have to walk my little Negro children into the school with a sea of white faces. So in the mornings, I'm rushing them and I hear myself saying it. I'm not going to don't make me be late. Y'all be late for school and I got to sign y'all in late in front of these white folk. Like they're the standard. Who gives a shit? They're late. When a white mother is bringing her white child to school late, she's not like, oh my God, I don't want these white folk thinking. She don't give a damn. Why do we care so much, especially now? Another phrase, a thing we do is changing how we speak. Now, of course, everything is appropriate, right? Like the way I kick it with my homies, I'm not going to kick it with Sally at the job. But why do we have to? It's almost like a double consciousness. We have to become something else. We are the biggest. That's why black people are the best actors and actresses, because we've been acting since we got here in 1619. Acting for the white man, acting for one another, acting to survive, acting so you won't sell our children, acting so you can just lay there and rape us and we take it so you don't sell my child. They don't sell my black man out there in the field working. These are all trauma responses. So when we flip how we talk, we code switch is the terminology for it. Does it really? In a way, sometimes I hate that when I have to do that. It makes me feel like, fuck, I've sold out, you know? I'm not code switching. If I accidentally throw an ain't in there or whatever, who cares? It don't take away all my education I got and all my businesses I have. Another way black people, and this is one thing I really think is beating our children is a trauma response. I want to go into that deeper, but I'm going to hit on it right now. I really believe the reason we black people started whooping, we almost saw it as a rite of passage, saying I beat my kids. I believe twofold. One, on the plantation, of course, that's the way the slave driver, the slave master, kept the little darkies in their place, right? To put fear, to inflict punishment and control. And so they would whoop them. And so I think as Africans on the plantation, it carried on throughout our generations. We beat our kids for two reasons. One is because we want them to be in line. We think that's the way to control them and parent them. But the second, I think it's rooted in fear from on the plantation. When if that child got out of line, it's the fear that the white man could sell that woman, that slave woman's child. And she would rather beat her own baby so that that child would learn, don't do that. In opposed to, if you do that, you could get caught, you could get whooped or sold. So it was a fear response too. I really believe. It was almost based out of, I'm going to beat you because I love you so much because we can't afford for you to make that mistake. Master Jimmy said, don't go over there. And you're over there. If he sees you, he would either maybe beat you or sell you. So you see what I'm saying? So for me, the way we beat our children, that is a trauma response. Personally, quite frankly, I think it's lazy. Nowadays, children are so freaking smart, you don't have to lay a hand on them. Now, I'm not saying there might not be a time you might not have to swat their butt or something, but come on. Black people, you get too much pride. You need to beat their ass. You need to beat. Get off the plantation. You don't have to do that. That child can reason. And that's why our black children today are so fucking angry. Because you don't teach them conflict resolution. You rather take the easy way out and just beat their ass instead of just say, listen, Sally, let's sit down and talk about this. Why did you do this? What was the problem? And how can you correct this? So then when she goes to school and puts hands on somebody, you mad. But you taught them that. You taught them that hitting is an answer. Trauma response. Last trauma response, black people. When we go into a store, when we go anywhere, I guarantee, I feel confident to say 99.99% of black people, we always looking, our head is always on a swivel, particularly if we in an environment where there's more whites than blacks. When we go in certain towns, when we travel, we just can't pick up and travel somewhere as black people. Hell to the no. Wait a minute. It's a sundown town. How many black people there? What's up? What's up? What's up with this town? It's for survival. And that's a trauma response. Because we help build this beautiful nation. And if anybody should have the right to roam and frolic around here, it should be black people, the descendants of enslaved chattel Africans. So that's just what I wanted to talk about today. I hope y'all had a very Merry Christmas. Thank y'all so much for all of you all who have been supporting my channel. Continue to like, share, and subscribe. If you're watching me on YouTube and on TikTok. I don't know if it's going to be banned or not, but jump on over to YouTube and follow me on there. And if my teachings are blessing you, go on and buy a sister a cup of coffee. It's on there. All right, continue. Now, my next teaching going to be on collard greens. Oh, yes, honey. Stay tuned.